My name is Abdulrahman Sunoma. I'm 23 years old and in the Department of Private Law, Faculty of Law. Yeah, it is crystal clear that schools is about to resume, and my advice to students generally is that when school was closed due to the strike and COVID-19, we are writing our exams, and suddenly schools is about to resume. So my advice to them is that they should engage, dust their books, start reading, so that they will make up the lost time, and they will be prepared for their exams subsequently. The biggest challenge we're having generally as a nation and as a country is that how can we cope with the COVID-19, looking at the scenario that the changes it has brought. No gatherings, and the school is known for gatherings, but despite that, there are COVID-19 protocols and guidelines that will be followed. And during our stage, during the lockdown, there is a template sent by the NUC of which universities are expected to provide guidelines, in the sense that when students resume, they will adhere to such guidelines, and it is not something that cannot be achieved. It is achievable because University of Maiduguri has the capacity to do that, and the student union government subsequently have been asked for its own input on how it is going to be done. And the student union government has forwarded its own input, in the sense that even in the hostels, let's say for example, where the debate lies is that the advice we gave is that why not we create a cubicle for every student in the hostel room. I think it is possible, because we cannot continue to stay at home, in the sense that we say we cannot adhere to the guidelines. The guidelines certainly can be adhered to, and when it comes to social distancing, I think the university is a society where the larger part of the community is educated, and as students and as youths, I think we are capable, and we have the capacity to adhere to all the protocols and the social distancing. The challenges students are facing generally on campus in University of Maiduguri or other universities is that there are shortages of transportation system, and subsequently the major issue disturbing students is accommodation. And for long, hostel accommodation has been an issue, because hostels are not enough to accommodate enough students on campus, thereby resulting in the sense that you see students hiring some rooms outside the university. But ideally, and what is required is that students should be on campus, and it should be more easier for them to do their own studies. But we are calling on the community and private investors to come and invest in the hostel, and transportation system equally is very poor, and we are in need of that. These are basically the two major issues of students everywhere. The word I have for students about their unfinished exam is that if they have not been reading all this while, they should start reading, because it is high time for them not to be left out. They should make hay while the sun shines. And when you say you have to wait until you resume on campus that you start reading, I think you'll be left far behind. And after wasting, I think, 10 months, you'll be here unequipped to continue with the exam. It will be very something of challenging to you, and you should start reading, continue reading, read through the lines back to back. That's the advice I have for students. We have various plans for students, and since from inception when we came on board, there is a roadmap which the student union government is following, in the sense that its plans and aims and objectives towards seeing that students deserve the very best when it comes to welfare. And even during the lockdown holidays, that is the strike and COVID-19 lockdown, we facilitated, in the sense that we have tried to build rest benches and reading halls for students, because we deem it fit that these are very things that students need on campus. And after that, subsequently, we are planning end of semester tournament, that is. But the challenges we are going to face is that due to the COVID-19, maybe things like this, gathering crowds will be very difficult. But there is what we call again Unimaid Got Talent, in the sense that we'll give room to students to harness their own skills, and we will identify those with natural talents, in the sense that we will help them achieve that. And there are vocational activities we are trying to engage students, because this COVID-19 has exposed a lot of problems youths are facing in Nigeria, especially students, and we really feel that students have to be engaged in vocational activities, thereby making them to be independent and try to provide earnings to their own selves and cater for their own education. And apart from that, there are other programs of which is about sensitizing students on a lot of things. Let's say, for example, on COVID-19 protocols, on how they are going to cope with it, the challenges of it, and a lot of new ideas and e-programs will try to inculcate in students that it is possible and we can do it, because we are the vehicle to change in this country, and we can achieve that. We are very sure that students have the requisite skills in them to achieve such. The advice I'm going to give students, in particular students of University of Maiduguri as a student union leader, is that University of Maiduguri is a larger community of which it is filled with different caliber of set of people, but they should try and identify the good ones in the community, because in every community there are the good and bad. But when you try to align yourself with the good members of the community, you try to excel in whatever you are doing, because such people will put you through their own good habits, in the sense that you try to achieve whatever you are here to achieve. Because when you engage in some other practices that is not due and is recommended for students, you thereby fall into other issues, that is social vices, because through that you see that you'll be lagging behind, and you are trying to cope with that. You try to maybe engage in exam malpractice because you think this is the only way forward. But when you align yourself with good ambassadors in the community, you will achieve whatever is achievable, because there is no way or difficulty in achieving what is achievable in university, because the degree has been done by a lot of people previously, and likewise everybody can do it, because there are principles and guidelines towards achieving that. It's a stipulated time. When you adhere to the rules and regulations of the university and you become a very active student on campus, you will understand the scenario and how things are done, because through that you achieve a lot, and you will not engage yourself in exam malpractice, because it's a very, very serious issue. Because you engage in exam malpractice, you are here to spend maybe 4 years, maybe you're cut doing exam malpractice, you will be expelled from university, and you will tend to go out to other community. You continue going into the bad world rather than coming back to the good world. Students should be very active, should be engaged, should be focused. You should have a guideline of how to do things, and that you should have a schedule of whatever they're doing on campus. Thank you very much.